So I don't need any intro, right?
Nope.
Okay. Hey, this is Davin with Hagerty and our Redline rebuild updates. We are back over at Thirlby's with our Nailhead, and now we're gonna see what we got on the second version. So come on over this way. They got it all nice and cleaned up for us. They got it crack checked, Magnaflux, everything's good from that standpoint. No sleeves though in this one.
I don't think so.
Not at this point.
Not at this point.
All right, well that's a good sign. Well, Mark, what's the nailhead heads look like? Okay, so here's our nailhead head. These are unique shaped, I tell you. The joke is that these will, since they sit in the vehicle like this, you'd never have to worry about the valve cover gaskets leaking because, you know, the statement is, well, they can't. Well, of course they can, but they're not sitting like normal heads. So when they sit horizontal, it's less likely. If you remember on our last set of heads, both exhaust and intakes were pitted like crazy. And these look to be usable. We've already went through and put some valves in the existing seat just to double check our spring heights, make sure the seat does not need to change. So in this particular set of heads, we're going to put brand new guides in. Just got to hammer these out, press the new ones in, and then of course size the ID for the valves. Russ is very specific on the clearance of the valves. The intake needs to be 2 to 2.5, and then the clearance on the exhaust needs to be 3 to 3.5. We're just going to go in and touch up the seat and make sure it's nice and clean so we get a good sealing surface on there. And then of course we'll take and deck this side of the surface when we're all done. But we're in good shape finally. We're making some progress. Gonna get these seats cleaned up, but while he's doing this work, let's go over and check with Mike on that block and see how we ended up. Cool, it fits. I made a call out to Centerville Auto and talked to Russ, and we have a full valve train coming. Of course, we're waiting on pistons to see what this block cleans up at, and right now we're at 40 on the first hole. Ideally, you want to keep as much wall thickness as you can. This block is safe to go 60, so we can always just go right to 60 and not worry about it. But it doesn't give you a lot of room for error later on. Looks like we're going to clean up at 40 thou, so that'd be great. All right, we're honed out to size. It looks like 40 over, everything looks beautiful. Talked to Russ at Centerville. He's the nailhead expert that we've been talking with. He does a great job. And if you look at his website, Centerville Auto, you will find he has a ton of technical articles in there and does a really nice job of explaining things and why this has some uniqueness as far as different stuff that we have to do. All right, cool. So we're deburred. And we also checked for that final hone. We're sweet at 40. Well, sweet. Thank you, Mike. I'm glad you were able to help us with this and get it ready to roll. That's going to be where we're at right now for our Redline rebuild update on the Nailhead. Our block is ready. Mark's wrapped up the heads, so we'll be able to start doing our assembly side of things, and we'll wash her up, get it painted. I got some of that Buick green to put on this. We're moving forward, so that's a good sign. About time. Man, aren't these castings just ugly? As far as in this lifter bore, I mean, this is stock, and it looks like somebody, and the other one was exactly the same way. It looks like somebody took a chisel and just beat the daylights. This is the oil gallery. I think I'll have some grinding work ahead of me to clean some of that up just for posterity.